Hello and welcome to Make It Make Sense. I am Jamara.
Nobody cares. No, I'm
Everybody
Cletus. How are
cares.
you? At least you didn't do them spirit fingers today.
I was about to.
This is why you're not getting that husband that's gonna knock you up, because you're always doing something
I have to do
that the man don't want you,
I'm
to do.
extra. So today we're going to be discussing, does social media affect your relationships?
Depends on if you're grown or not.
Wow, I would think, in some form or fashion that, you're going to be affected with social media.
Depends on if you're grown or not.
Answer the question.
It depends on if you're grown or not. If you're an adult about it and know social media shouldn't have any effect on your relationship.
How so?
If you childish, then yes, it's gonna have an effect on your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only way that it should have an effect is if you slide in DMs. Now, if you in there sliding in DMs, that's different. I don't think that's just generally social media. That's just inappropriate behavior.
Mm-hmm.
However, what I do on social media is just social media. Shouldn't make a difference.
So are you liking pictures of women on social media?
So, the liking thing, first of all, again, if you're an adult, it shouldn't be an issue.
Answer the question.
I will like a picture on social media, but I don't like. So me right now, I don't like pictures really of women that I know that often anyway, because I don't want to send a negative connotation to it. Because I'm single, because I don't have anybody, I don't want people to think, oh, he trying to holler. If you're not mature enough to handle that, and I know that everybody isn't, some people can just like. So for example, it's like when women compliment each other, there's nothing to it. And y'all be like, girl, look at you. You looking all good. So y'all can like each other's pictures. There's nothing to that. Me as a man, I have to know whether the woman is stable enough to handle the compliment from me and whether she'll take it in the correct way. So I could see a woman walk by and be like, hey, you sure do look nice today. Mm-hmm. And some women will be like, man, thank you. Well, others will be like, he's trying to holler.
Right,
that is
true.
loaded. That is this. So I have to know that I have to be careful of who and the relationship betwixt the person before I like it. I don't like general people's pictures.
But
I don't like people
anyway.
anyway.
Ask you, if you do like a picture on social media, what is the picture? What is she wearing? What is she doing? What would make you want to like her picture?
So there are some people who, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all ladies, there's some people who on their best day they are 6. And they might really get dressed up and they look real 8-ish. And I'd be like, okay, well, look at you. Sometimes my like is a like of encouragement. Like, I'm really like, oh, well, you done something today. You know what I'm saying? And other times it's just, oh, okay, that's a nice look for them. So for me, it just depends on what the picture is. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, she got on tight pants. So for me, if a woman puts on something provocative and she puts it on there, I'm not liking it.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
I would think you would.
Just simply because I don't want, even if she looks nice in it, and that might be the only thing that I'm thinking. Oh, she looks nice.
Yeah.
I don't want her to take it as a certain way. And women, y'all already know that there are certain things that y'all put on to get certain reactions.
It depends on the woman. It depends on her.
Every woman puts on certain things to get a reaction. There are certain pictures. Of course, you don't agree because you're a woman and y'all don't make sense. But I'm trying to tell
we
you.
make perfect sense. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of you interpreting what we're doing that doesn't make sense to you. We know what we're doing.
Exactly.
I can't control what you think. I can't control what's going on in your mind.
But there are certain pictures there are certain things that y'all put up there because y'all know.
Women.
Esau.
Why you get the producer involved?
Because he's a man and it takes two men it takes two men to conquer the nonsense of a woman.
No.
Esau. You know as a man that there are certain pictures that women put up because they want to draw a certain reaction.
Tread carefully.
Correct or not?
That's correct. I'm sorry.
He said that's correct.
I'm sorry.
There are certain, and if we don't want to make it, if we don't want to make it gender specific, we don't want to make it gender specific. There are pictures that men put up to get a certain reaction.
Right.
Everybody does that. We don't necessarily. Let me say this. You've never taken a picture. You be like, "Ooh, this is a horrible picture. Let me go put that on Facebook. Let me put that on social media. Let me post that."
No, actually that is not true, because sometimes if I'm trying to express myself in a certain way, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, I have pictures, I have videos of me looking horrible, crying, boo-hooing, because I'm in a moment and I want to relate.
So you want that look to elicit a certain response.
No, it's not. I want people to look at the video and have compassion and understand where I'm coming from.
Right, and because of that, you go with a certain look.
It's not a certain. Who cries for a certain look? I'm on the video crying.
But you are crying for the attention. You want to make sure.
It's not for attention.
Not for attention, but for a particular response.
It was a testimony.
Right.
It doesn't have to be negative.
Right. It could be a positive response.
Right.
It could be a negative or a positive response. So you put it on. So here's the thing. If you do it, so like for example, I'll take for example when my mom passed away. Now when I did that video, I did start crying in the video. People were like, oh my God, that had me crying. And I know in my mind, in my heart of hearts, if I do a video and I start crying, it's going to elicit that response from people. I didn't go on there to cry. I didn't be like, okay, let's go action. Let's not plan. But we do know that certain things are going to get a certain reaction from people. If I go and every man when he's fresh haircutted, he already knows like dog, I'm out here killing the world. I don't care if I look like Seal. If I am out this Jane Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker get his haircut, he believes that he is the sexiest man alive in that moment. And that's what and so you put that picture up and you want people to be like, oh man, you look good. Oh man, that's a great look for you. That's why you put that picture up. There are women who put certain pictures up and they know, let me accent my hips. Let me lift them up. I got them high and lifted up. Okay, and I know I'm going to elicit a certain response.
They just want to take a good photo before they post it online. I'm not going to sit here and try to interpret what someone is thinking in their mind. I'm just not going to do it. You cannot do that. Everybody thinks.
Viewers.
I'm not
y'all know good as well. It's not a judgment.
You're trying to say that they're doing it for a specific reason to get a specific response. And I'm not going to agree with that. You're not in their heads. You don't know what they're thinking.
Man, everybody, we know what people think when they post them pictures.
But do you like the pictures of girls, though, if they're scantily
clad? First of all, I never like a picture of a man. I don't care what you got going on in your life. I'm not going to like your picture. You don't have not near one of my boys that's like, he liked my picture. If you put up a solo, now it could be an accomplishment picture. Like if your son graduated from high school or something, I might put a like on that. Okay. But if it's just you, never gonna happen. Never not liking a picture of a man. That's just me.
You're single.
I'm trying to figure out if I ever DM slide. I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't trust women.
Well, that's
y'all in these receipts, and y'all made this thing happen. See, y'all in these receipts. So I'm just telling women, excuse me, women and their receipts, as I have seen, not saying all of y'all do, but because the number I've seen has outweighed of receipt keepers, I ain't got time. I don't have time. It'd be 17,000 years down the line, and they'd be like, look who was in my inbox, though. Cletus Cassidy. I'll be there, I get married, and they'll be like, oh, but just 8 years ago, he was trying to take me to lunch. I'm like, it was 8 years ago, though.
But you got to be free, too, Cletus. As a single man, I'm a single woman. We have to be free to be careful.
It was going to come out wrong. I was going to say, I'm free with my mouth. That is not in the way that y'all are taking it, nasty listeners. I can be free in different ways. So there is a freedom. So, and here's the catch-22 for men, even in that freedom. Men should be able to be free to speak to whoever they want to, compliment whoever they want to, slide in whoever's DM appropriately, appropriate DM sliding that they want to.
Give me an example of an appropriate DM slide. What would you say?
I don't know. It would depend on the young lady, man. You know, you could just send her something simple as, hey, you know what? You look really nice today, man. I really appreciate that look on you. Oh, go ahead, man. You killing them today, whatever. That's an appropriate slide. Now, if you're really trying to holler at them, then it all depends, man. It's an invite to dinner. Would you like to go out to eat?
I think the ladies want to know how you would do it.
I would do something simple as, yo, you want to go grab something to eat? I ain't trying to be deep. I'm just like, you know, you just like, hey, if you don't mind, man, if you're hungry, would you like to go grab something to eat? I'm available, man. Wendy's is still open. They open late, you know. Well, then I don't need it. If you can't take a 4 for $40, you can't be with me. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the problem, right? Okay. So you say that, right? However, one of the things that my dear sweet mama told me was don't start nothing up if you don't plan on keeping it up.
I agree.
So one of the issues that we have is that dudes trying to impress y'all take that first date to a level you don't have any plans on keeping.
It depends on the level, Cletus. It don't have to be.
A lot of guys take it to a level. So I would rather take you somewhere really nice in the middle.
Okay.
That way you've already been used to the 4 for $4 action.
But we're not going to
And
Wendy's, please. That's
I
just
mean,
not
no.
gonna happen.
So normally here's how I would think I would take it. I would ask her where she wants to go. I put the onus on her. Hey, I don't mind taking you out to eat. If you would like to go out to eat, wherever it is that you would like to go eat, let's go eat. Now the problem is she's gonna answer with it doesn't matter.
That is true.
Which is a lie. So if y'all would stop lying in the beginning, we could move somewhere. We could really get somewhere.
You know what the issue is with women? It's true. You're telling the truth. We want men to read our minds. We have to communicate.
And that book isn't even written in a language that anybody can read. It's not. Women have got to get to the point now, and especially, and I say this, please, my bishop always says, please know my heart. I'm saying this from a position of a grown man who has kids, who has to make decisions their whole life. Sometimes you just want a woman to be like, hey, this is what you want. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
If I'm open it up to saying, hey, I'm willing to take you anywhere. And so here's what I always say, because I have a restrictive diet, so I don't eat everything. Like I can't eat seafood because I'll die.
So dramatic.
No, like literally. Like,
I know.
I have a shellfish.
I
have a shellfish allergy. Like my throat swells up if I have shellfish. So thus, crab cakes kill me. I can't eat crab legs.
By the way.
No, well, leave that to that man that's planning on knocking you up. But as for me and my house, he isn't your husband yet. But as for me and my house, we shall not have crab legs. So I would prefer to just be like, hey, where would you like to go? Especially if you don't have the restrictions, you have a certain thing that you like. Because no matter the restaurant, I can find something that I can eat. Mm-hmm. Every restaurant has some chicken-based dish. Every restaurant has a side salad, that I could just throw chicken in. Like, I'm fine. My goal as a man is to make sure you're entertained, that you're enjoying yourself. It's not about me if we go on a date. It's not. That's just how I feel as a man. If I'm the man, my goal in this date is to make sure you're enjoying yourself. Now, if you're enjoying yourself as a man, I feel that I will also be enjoying myself. If you're happy, then I feel like I'm going to be happy. If I'm providing you with some kind of enjoyment, then I should be having fun doing that.
So back to the question as far as with the restaurant, when I was saying that we do need to communicate as women, one thing that irritates us as women is when men are indecisive and they don't just say, okay, well, this is where we're going to go, or let's do this. We kind of want you to plan it out, plan the date out. But that's why we as women have to communicate. Don't make that face.
Because that's impossible to do on a first date.
No, listen. Yes, no, it's not. Because if you're on the phone communicating and talking, you should be able to know after a while where we're going to go.
So how long do I got to talk to you? I got to play first 48 to get into what you like. So that's the thing. You're like, after a while, I should be able to.
But I'm going to tell you, though. I'm going to tell you.
From the jump? You're going to tell me from the jump?
I'm going to put it in the conversation. This is what I like. I love Italian food. I know this nice Italian restaurant. Da-da-da-da-da.
Then you've picked it.
I am suggesting it. I didn't pick it. I am just letting you know. Am I right or wrong, producer? Now it's my turn to tap into the producer. Okay. Am I right or wrong when I suggested, okay, this is what I like. I like Italian food.
And I like this
Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm. And
then you've done the work then. You've actually chosen where we're going.
You didn't agree to it though.
I don't have to, because now I know you like Olive Garden. So now I'm going to pick Olive Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we are at this point.
I did not say Olive Garden, even though Olive Garden is
now look. Now I picked
Italian restaurant. I didn't say Olive Garden.
Did I not pick Olive Garden, which is an Italian restaurant that I just picked? And now you like, oh, but no, not Olive Garden though. So again, which is why as a man I say, hey, where would you like to go on this plan? The plan should be here's what I think. The plan can evolve and be open-ended. I can plan on taking you to dinner. That's a plan. All I'm asking you to do in this plan is the minute detail of picking something that you like.
It's not minute. If I have said in the conversation prior
then
that I like Italian food and there is an Italian restaurant named da-da-da-da-da, that is me telling you.
Well, clearly, thank you. At least you have told me. Now, if you have not, if you have not said that,
I said that a while ago. Rewind.
If you haven't said that, then that's why I'm asking you where would you like to eat? Because obviously you haven't told me where you like to eat. If I have to ask where would you like to go?
You just weren't listening.
Here's how you make it make sense. Women starve. Starve.
No, what we do
Starve.
to make sense is for men to actually listen to us when we're speaking.
For what?
So that you'll know how to
That's
respond.
what. That's not. No. You know what? The last time we told y'all what to do was Adam, and you see what happened to us.
Oh, now you want to bring it back to Adam and Eve.
Adam told Eve, "Don't
bring it
eat the
back
tree.
to
Don't eat."
2021.
It's been plenty of men that have been taken down. Adam, Samson. I watched Casino. He went down because of a woman.
Samson,
If
that
we
was-
watch Endgame,
Samson
everybody
was
was
his own
fine.
demise.
That was Delilah.
Samson was his own.
If you-
Samson, if you read the word, Samson.
Who got
was
time to be reading the Bible?
See, that's the problem.
Endgame.
You don't want to read the Bible. You don't want to listen to us as women,
I got
and then you get upset.
I
when
read the
you stay
important
single.
parts. I read the important parts. And I'm not upset. I am happily single.
No, you're not.
I am. As long as I'm allowed to fornicate, I can do what I want to do.
Stop it.
What? Stop fornicating and stop saying that. We'll be back again next week, man, with another episode of Jamara Doesn't Make Sense. Let them know where they can find you.
I am Jamara J. Smith, and you can find me on all social media platforms. Jam Fam.